WedCon kicks off in a little over 2 months and it might just be the biggest event in the history of the wedding industry. You'll spend a whole day, November the 9th, learning from the best in the industry, the titans of personal development, business, and those who know what it takes to run 6- and 7-figure businesses. If you're ready to gain more exposure and stand out in a crowded marketplace, position yourself as the one to trust in your chosen field, generate more qualified leads, close more sales, and stop attracting the prize shoppers and tie kickers, and so much more, then this is your opportunity to bypass some of the trial and error that sidetracks so many other wedding businesses and causes them to fail, and learn the exact strategies that are working right now to grow your business beyond what you thought was possible. Learn and network with 6- and 7-figure entrepreneurs, including Terry Lewis, Becca Pountney, Robin Waite, Rin Hamburg, Jackie Hale, and Anna Cordelia. Working with any of these coaches individually would set you back thousands. On the day, you'll take part in keynote presentations and have the opportunity to attend drop-in business clinic, all designed to elevate your life, your business, and keep you on track for achieving your goals. Plus, make plenty of new connections with like-minded business owners, all in our fabulous industry. Register now for WedCon 2022.
Everyone, welcome back to this episode of the Web Pro podcast. It's really great to have you here. Me and Katie are back together, reunited from having the kids off, holidays.
They're done, they're back, although this week has been tricky. We've had new schools in my house, so very anxious, lots of change. I feel my age this week for sure. And the alarm clock's been going back off again. How have you found that one?
Oh, terrible. I don't know why, but every time that alarm goes off, I just snooze it and I sleep through.
You're not a morning person?
I'm really
Do you know
not.
I've been alright. And my son, who is normally awful at getting out of bed in the morning, he's been up every day by 10 to 7. Excuse me.
Sprightly.
So that part of the day's been going well, so small positives. But yes, we are back to the grind. We've obviously worked a little bit over the holiday period, haven't we? But nothing too taxing. But we are back. We've got lots coming up in this quarter, haven't we? Like launches of things. We've got WedCon obviously in a couple of months. So yeah, we're back working hard. We're taking on new clients. We've got lots and lots to do. And then people who kind of want to get ahead of engagement season coming up for kind of October, November, December time, and just want to get their marketing in place, their websites kind of...
Because it's coming, engagement season's coming.
Kind of get everything in order to kind of put them in the best position for those bookings kind of coming further on. And we've obviously got people who are wanting to look at their pricing or are feeling nervous about putting up the pricing. And so yeah, really looking forward to getting our teeth into the businesses that we're going to be working with over the next 3 months, and also to just kind of get organised in WedCon. We've also got events coming back, haven't we? So I think over this next quarter will be our busiest, or maybe even just a little bit over until into January as well. But yes,
I love being busy. I literally love it. I live for it. Like when we're not so busy, I don't know. I feel a little bit lost sometimes.
Yeah, and then next week, hopefully, if all goes well, because we have got rail strikes coming, we're off to a conference in London, aren't we? A training conference.
I'm excited. I've never been to one apart from WedCon.
For us, so this is for us to kind of further our development, further our knowledge. There's going to be social media stuff there. Stephen Bartlett's speaking, which is going to be amazing.
We're going to get the chance to network. We are going to network.
Fingers crossed that we get there okay, because like we said, it's a little bit of a headache with everything kind of going on in the UK right now, but that's quite exciting as well, isn't it? And we've had all this period off over the holidays. I've had a go at reading some books to keep my kind of self into the game.
I've got 3/4 the way through a book, but
has it?
I don't know why. I don't find reading, but I'm like,
you gotta be chill.
You gotta be chill. So I was like, right, can't read this book with these kids around. So.
Yeah, but it'll be nice to be in the room, won't it, and be learning.
Oh my gosh,
We've got Marie Forleo as well, which will be amazing. Stephen Bartlett, and that'll be so exciting. So we'll come back and tell you all about that. But it's really important for us to keep ahead of the game and keep kind of our development going and our training going, so that we can pass on all of that information to you guys and girls, and so that you can implement it into your business as well. So
you can never learn enough. You literally can never learn enough.
Yes, we have coaches too. We invest in our kind of education and our development and our
personally and on kind of a business level as well. And personal development
and our knowledge, because it's really important to just keep your finger on the pulse, isn't it? To kind of keep yourself in business.
It is. Something other exciting that's happened is the first batch of our social media planners have gone out.
Yeah,
I'm so excited. Oh my god, I felt so good packing those up. I don't know why.
I know. One day we will have kind of staff to do that, but
little lemmings to do it. But no, I liked it. I packed them all off.
That'll be so good. So yeah, if you've ordered a social media planner, hopefully you'll have it by the time this goes out. Or other strikes this week, haven't they? Have delayed those only by a couple of days as well. I didn't even know about the strike until yesterday. I was like,
until I went and sent the first batch of planners. She was like, "Oh, there's a strike." I was like, "Oh, great, thank you for that."
So it was only kind of yesterday that I noticed, and I was like, "Oh, great, fun." But they have been posted, they've been shipped, so as soon as kind of everybody's back to normal, back to work, they will be with you. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on with us. Feel free to kind of let us know what you've been doing.
I was just going to say, I want to know what you guys have been up to. Obviously, you've been knee deep in weddings.
Yeah, absolutely.
You haven't touched the floor.
Our group has been a little bit quieter over the summer, hasn't it? But hopefully we'll start to see people kind of chit-chatting away a little bit more over the next week or so, as you kind of get back into the flow of work and put your kind of work heads back on. Etc. So today we are talking about Instagram Reels. We've not done a podcast on Reels, have we?
Not.
And, popular, not popular, kind of people have this kind of relationship of love or hate with the Reels, don't they? And we haven't done a pod on them yet. So we wanted to bring you tips, tricks, talk about Reels, kind of give you a little bit of help and inspiration and guidance so that you can kind of put kind of a bit of a strategy into your business and hopefully inspire you to kind of realise they're not actually so difficult.
That Reels can be done. And what's great about Reels, and kind of firstly, we are a creative industry, so I think Reels get overthought as okay, I've got to make it perfect, got to do this, got to do that, where it's all about having fun. So that is what needs to happen with a reel.
I've definitely found that videos that I've kind of obsessed over and done with kind of transitions and maybe 3 or 4 takes and spent 30 odd minutes on them, and then there'll be the reel that I've posted with 2 seconds as I've kind of running out the door grabbing the school bags, and it's the 2-second reel that's kind of performed much better. So the trick is, and it's so difficult, isn't it, not to kind of overthink it, but today we're going to chat all things Reels and everything that you need to know. So since kind of August 2020 when they first landed, which is kind of 2 years ago now, loads has changed. Not just in Reels, but also in digital marketing and video especially, which is absolutely exploded and only got more and more popular and will only get more and more popular too. And we wanted to share what to expect and also some powerful tips to help you with your Instagram Reels. There's been a lot of talk for a while about Instagram, and I wanted to cover kind of this point today. About Instagram favouring Reels, and to get kind of any reach or traction or whether you go viral, then you need to be doing Reels. And there's this kind of idea out there that Instagram is pushing Reels. But actually, it's not Instagram that's favouring Reels. It's actually us as consumers, and the type of content that we are now consuming is changing, and it's different to 12 months ago. And the algorithm for any kind of social media platform changes and shifts based on what our habits are. And we only need to look at TikTok's popularity, which is the most downloaded app on the planet. to just know that video is just getting bigger and bigger. And we're almost being conditioned to consume more video content. And what's come about from that as well is that our attention span is increasingly getting shorter too.
And this is something I've actually noticed on a more personal level at home with my children. I sit and I watch my two, even Gracie actually, all three of my children, how they consume TikTok. It blows my mind how quick they're like, video.
Yeah,
video.
it's crazy.
So that is so true. So true.
I mean, I know that when I watch reels and videos sometimes, I can get quite bored and I'm like, yeah, I'm done with that. But since reels first came out, there was kind of one option, and that was to create a 15-second reel. And then they introduced the 30-second and the 60-second option. But actually what's happened is the reverse has been happening, and what we are finding and seeing is that shorter and shorter reels are becoming more popular. The average view on a reel right now, do you want to guess? Have a little... Not so bad. It's about 7 seconds. So the reels going viral and trending right now are anywhere between kind of 7 and 9 seconds. And yes, you can have longer content and longer reels, but typically as users, we are only consuming about 7 seconds at a time. So if you're posting reels, kind of go back, look at your past reels, look at the length and the views, and ask yourself, is there a way that you can kind of relay that message again, condense it into a shorter one? Less is definitely more.
Which
here.
Actually, when you think about it, will make creating the reels a little bit easier. It's not like you've got to think out, I've got to do a 30-second reel or a 60-second reel. So you've only got to create
like 10 seconds.
Yeah, 10 seconds worth of reel-worthy content.
Yeah, so next time you're creating and batching any of your reels, you want to be thinking of that statistic and making short, sharp, and straight to the point content. And don't forget that we always say on any post that you're putting on social media what your call to action is too.
Don't forget your call to action. That's so important. There's no point having a caption if there's no call to action on there.
So now, in terms of the type of content we're engaging in, there's been a shift recently, and there's going to be a continue to be a shift. So Instagram TV has gone and it has been replaced with Instagram Lives. But when it comes to the content, Reels are performing about 22 times better than any other type of posts. So if you're listening to this and you're questioning whether to learn more about Reels or to incorporate them into your strategy on Instagram, the answer is yes. They are not going anywhere, and the sooner that you get on board and start practicing, the more Reels you'll have, the quicker you'll get at doing at creating them, and you'll get more eyes on your content too, because this is the type of content that people are consuming now. And there's no point sitting there thinking, oh, you know, I'm gonna continue to post this sort of thing because it's what I've always done and I'm not going to change with the times, because that's how you get left behind, isn't it? And that's how you're not going to move forward. You know, we're in such a transitional business, as in that our client comes through the door and then we don't really get repeat custom from that client. So we're needing to kind of almost evolve our marketing strategies consistently so that we can attract that next consumer that's coming through, that's not heard of our business, that's not not had dealings with us before, that's never planned a wedding before, doesn't know where to start. So if you haven't changed your marketing strategy for a while, perhaps your growth is stagnant, maybe it's dipped a little bit, you're not seeing any traction, or maybe you're not getting any engagement, then Reels is a great way to get back into that. And we wanted to give you some kind of quick tips as to how to kind of get started with Reels, or maybe if you already have Reels, how you can kind of reach a wider audience and make them easier for you.
Yeah, I think one of the main tips are, Reels don't come as easy to me as they come to you, but what I would say is that, number one, don't overthink it. What I would do is kind of even repurpose, if you've got some kind of feed post that you think, oh, okay, they performed well, why not look at how you can, make those into Reels And as well, we are a really creative industry, so I think we're in a really good spot to, you know, you can be creating reels on
like a before and after of a cake design, process in your business, like if you make biscuits or you make flowers or anything like that. One of the first things to say is you want to capture your audience attention in the first 3 seconds. Since Instagram users are kind of millennials, the new Gen Z babies, they have a shorter attention span. And that's why it's important to just dive right into the message and grab your audience attention in the first few seconds. Now, you can do this in a number of ways. Like, transitions are really good to do this. So a transition is where it kind of cuts your video. So you might do a swipe and you might change clothes, or you might kind of drop a flower and then the next shot is the whole bouquet, that sort of thing. I struggle with the transition, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it takes some practice and it takes some getting used to. And I think some of the time when you're so busy with other things in your business and other forms of marketing and scheduling social media content, accounts, everything, reels can kind of fall to the bottom of the list. And I can totally relate with this because reels quite often can be an afterthought for me. But what is really good now, that wasn't the case a few months ago on Instagram, is that you can save your reels in drafts and they don't go anywhere. So it used to be that they would disappear after about 7 days and you could only keep them for 7 days. But now I've done drafts that I've done before the summer and they're still sitting there.
That's an improvement. I remember, Roxy, I've done a reel, it's gone.
Yeah, it can be glitchy. I'm not going to lie, they can be glitchy. Now, you can save it to your camera reel and then re-upload it into Instagram when you want to, if you want to do that. I've not figured out like the best way of doing that, I'm going to be honest. I always feel like that when I re-upload it, something doesn't quite work, but it's just about trial and error. The other thing I want to say about the kind of the attention span as well, that it is really important that the beginning of your video is good quality. So anything that's kind of like rubbishy quality, like Instagram won't push it out anyway, but you lose people. So make sure it's clear, good quality, and yes, we're in a creative industry, so keep it nice and appealing.
Nice and appealing, and you don't always have to be, I think, reels, but that is not the case, is it, at all? At all.
No, you can even do reels that don't even show your face. Yeah. So quite often people will have quite an aversion to wanting to show their face on social media, don't they?
Which we don't recommend.
Yeah, and kind of struggle with that, but you don't need to do reels showing your face. Like we said, you could do a process. I like the ones where there's kind of like the cake or showing how to put a bouquet together. I'm a little bit obsessed with interior design, although not doing that much to my house at the minute. My partner's decided he's turning the garage into a gym, so that's where we're pouring money at the minute. But I'm a little bit obsessed with like the interior design ones, and I like to see like how people have kind of DIY'd things. I'm a complete DIY novice, so I would not be able to do any of it, but that's the kind of content I like consuming. And also, like, you'll notice, and this goes back to what we said in terms of how we are consuming content a different way now. I will quite often sit and watch reels, or sit and watch videos. Reels are available on Facebook now as well. Even the way that I kind of shop in terms of the clothes that I buy and the clothes that I wear, quite often it's like fashion influencers that have kind of gone around, this is what's at Zara at the minute, or they're trying on clothes, and I'm like, oh yeah, like that, I've got a wedding to go to, and you've done a video on 5 wedding guest dresses. Yeah, I like that. And that's how other people are consuming content.
The ones that are like 5 Primark outfits.
Yeah, and
I want that.
I actually find that social media has done masses, and these young girls, young guys that are just filming content in their bedrooms, that have been shopping, tried on clothes, they must be doing so much for the retail industry in terms of getting people in to buy clothes. For me, I've actually done that. I've seen people in clothes that I would never have bought should they have just been on the hanger in the shop, but because I've seen someone try it on, I'm like, okay, yeah, like, especially with Zara, because I find their website just appalling. I find their website so bad. But when I see kind of these influencers trying on these clothes in these short videos, I'm like, yes, that's lovely. And it's in the basket before I've even thought about it.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Really important for this one is to film vertically. So Instagram Reels feature is made for vertical videos. So it's really important to film your video vertically in order to optimize the quality of your reel. So having your videos filmed horizontally may not be as visually appealing to your audience, since the Instagram Reel design is there to accommodate a vertical video. So if you pop anything in that's horizontal, the likelihood is you're going to get like massive blocks of black.
Yeah, black either side and a tiny screen in the middle.
And it's not great. I tried to, like, there's a YouTube video of me floating around where I won Celebrity Success Award to make Prince Charles, and there's a video of it. So I kind of spent a good hour and a half cutting it all down to like the story of the business, how we kind of got there, and then because it was filmed for YouTube kind of 4 years ago now, maybe 5 years ago, maybe that long. Wow, feeling old.
It's our like friend anniversary. Around this time when the kids were at school, I started working for you in the bridal shop. Anyway, so
yeah. Oh, let me think about that. Was it before my daughter's birthday or my son's birthday? I think it was before my son's birthday, which opened the shop. Oh wow! Oh, that's cool. That's cool. We'll have cake. But yeah, so I popped that on and it tanked, to be honest. I don't even think I left it on there. So yeah, think vertical, and just think vertical. There's nothing else to say about it.
Have a look as well at what you can buy, like phone accessory wise, stands, little tripods you can get off Amazon for like cheap as chips, just to really help you, make your video as visually pleasing and nicely filmed as possible, because it's not going to be great if you're trying to do something with one hand and you're holding the phone with the other hand. Think professional.
Yeah. Right, so to offer kind of the most user-friendly experience, make sure you add captions to your videos. And this is going to help as well, because it's going to help you reach a wider range of viewers who are going to enjoy your videos. So creative captions are also a really nice way to increase your user experience. So whether you're sharing something like a short and funny like antidote, or whether it's a longer explanation of your real content, maybe you're sharing a tip and you're just kind of going into a little bit more detail, or you're sharing some behind the scenes of a wedding or a part of the wedding day. Going into kind of a longer explanation, it's a great way to engage the audience with your video. Captions obviously are going to expand upon the topic. So if, for example, you're demonstrating cooking a recipe or baking or kind of icing a cake or whatever, you can add kind of your best tip or trick, or kind of a little bit more information about the couple within your caption. And then don't forget to hashtag.
So what else is really, really good to do is start paying attention to the trending sounds and the video formats. This does mean you are going to have to sit and watch trending, but that's also very good, because that gives you inspiration. And when you see in videos that you like, think, what can I do that's like this for my own business? And really, and those ones that you think, yeah, okay, hit send to go back on.
Yeah, so the audio is important for enticing, for enhancing your video's quality, and also like engaging your audience in. So you can already use a trending audio in the Reels tab, and you can kind of go and find a trending audio. You know what's trending by the little kind of like pointy up arrow. It looks like a little graph that's kind of going up in the kind of right hand side, and it's in the bottom left of your screen, and that will tell you that the sound is trending. Now, don't concern yourself too much about following trending audios. You kind of want to have audio that kind of matches your brand and kind of the message that you're wanting to be sharing. However, yes, it's good to kind of go for kind of a trending audio. Like, people quite often will sit and watch quite a few of the trending audio sounds, and lots of people will kind of jump on that bandwagon and create content. However, when you use a sound that is less trending, there's less competition there. And then if you're ahead of it, and there's plenty of apps that you can kind of jump on that will tell you what the trending songs of the week are going to be and what's kind of coming up. You can look at what's trending on TikTok, because what trends on TikTok usually trends on Instagram a couple of weeks later, and kind of get ahead of that trend. Something that's quite important in terms of your stats of your Instagram reels as well is try not to look at how it performs in kind of the first 2 to 3 days, because sometimes the reels that kind of do go viral or do reach that kind of wider audience can take 3, 4, sometimes 5 days to even reach that. So don't worry too much. Now, what is important if you are kind of filming TikTok videos and then you're repurposing that onto Instagram is that you need to remove the TikTok watermark, because Instagram like squashes the reach down of anything that's kind of posted from TikTok over to Instagram. So if you are creating content for TikTok, you can either save that video on your phone, re-upload it into Instagram and do it that way, or there are apps where you can kind of get rid of that TikTok watermark. So yeah, that just a little tip there for you to kind of
no cross platform use. My kind of last tip on this would be just don't worry about perfection. You're gonna have to if you've never used Reels before and you're not used to this kind of video creation, it's gonna feel a little bit weird. I hate them. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's not my favourite thing. So I try and do stuff on TikTok that's not so. Well, it just represents me, and I'm not a standy-uppy dancy, but I just can't do it. Whereas you, Kate, you don't mind it, and you look good doing it. I feel awkward.
I think it just comes with a bit of practice. Yeah, it just comes with a bit of practice.
Maybe it's like when we used to record our courses.
Yeah, potentially.
I've never been
You've got a bit
in front of my face.
You've got a bit of a block.
Yeah.
I think the thing to kind of think about is to kind of be yourself. So, yes, it can be beneficial to jump on whatever's trending on social media, but it's really important to have like an authentic quality to your content, and like for you to be honest about who you are, speak to your audience genuinely, and share your passion for your business, what you do, like your creativity. And social media audiences respond really well to originality. So by being yourself, you're effectively building your own brand, kind of in a unique way that is different from others. So don't worry about getting creative, posting your own ideas.
Practice. Just practice. Have some fun with it.
It does get easier. Yeah, it does get easier. I've had a bit of an Instagram break over the 6 weeks holidays. I always do like to take a good social media break. It's good for my mind. So had a nice break. We scheduled some content. We didn't schedule reels, but that feature is coming, which just shows that it's going to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah,
I'm going to be really excited about scheduling reels. Actually,
because you can batch.
I can batch them and then get
them out rather than just batching them and having them sat there.
I just can't be bothered with all the like costume changes. I'm bound to, when I talk costume, I'm talking about jeans and t-shirt.
Jeans and a nice top.
Because you can't be stood there in the same clothes doing 10 posts, can you? They'll think I never ever wash. But that's what it is. It takes some time. Like, and even if you like film what you want to do, whether it's like pointing or
I hate the point.
I can't do that either. Or you're talking to the camera or whatever it is. I mean, I think the people listening to this might have it a little bit easier than what we do. We coach, so a lot of what we want to do is us and giving tips on wedding businesses, social media, etc. But a lot of what you guys do is you create.
Yeah, so if you're a stationer, you've got invitations, you've got cakes, you've got flowers, dresses. So
it's a little bit less
bit fuller of a
than needing to be you. So yes, if you want to share a tip or you're a photographer and you're on the way to the wedding and you want to show like your day, fantastic. But I think with us, because it's kind of like we are our business, like what comes out of our mouth, we sell what's in our mind. It is kind of that content. It's not like I can show a before and after of a cake design or anything like that. So
before and after of a client, well, they're gonna look the same.
In terms of kind of if you're a florist or a stationer or anything working creatively, you've got a product that you make. maybe you're a venue dresser, you're a wedding planner, anything like that. You can film snippets of people's wedding day, film snippets of you setting up.
I've actually got five real ideas for you here.
Oh, nice.
Okay, number 1. 3 wedding planning tips that you've never heard of. So you can either kind of speak it in or get creative with images with that one. You can do a day in the life of, and I've done this one on our TikTok, and I really like it. And just literally film little snippets of your day all throughout the day, and then put it all together, do a little voiceover, put some nice aesthetic music to it. That was my favourite one to do. So you can do behind the scenes of today's event that you're at, or if you're at a styled shoot, that's another good one to do. Before and after of an event or a shoot setup. 10 songs that should be on your wedding playlist right now. There's just loads and loads and loads, and they're just ones off the top of my head that I just kind of jotted down. So.
You've just reminded me that kind of 6 months ago we made a Reels guide, didn't we, for wedding pros, and then we also gave 35 real ideas of how you could stand out on Instagram.
We did.
So we'll pop a link for that inside the show notes, and they're just our quick tips on kind of reels for you wedding pros, and then also kind of 35 ideas. So they've got, like, if you were somebody that wanted to say, right, I really want to get into this reel game, really want to zig a zig. If you want to get into this reels game and you kind of want to get really intentional about it, you've got kind of over a month's worth of content there if you wanted to do it every day. I'm not suggesting you do. When we're really into it, I kind of post I know. We need to do the word. I'll post 2 a week, maybe. I'm not sure how much you're doing it on TikTok.
I'm about the same, yeah.
Yeah. And to be fair, this podcast has given me a kick up the butt to get some content sorted. So yeah, that's our kind of take on Instagram Reels. We're going to be
really easy.
We're going to be talking a lot about Instagram over the next few weeks because we've got something coming up for you. So if you're somebody that is struggling with your Instagram, that you kind of banging your head against a brick wall, if everybody who comments on your posts are only other wedding professionals and you don't seem to attract any couples, any brides and grooms, you absolutely hate creating content for Instagram, we've got something coming up for you really soon, so keep your eyes peeled. You're going to want to be inside of our Facebook group, the Wedding Business Hub. We're going to be running something free inside that, and then we've got something to offer a few of you that want to come and work with us on a little bit of a better basis. Nothing too much money, don't worry. The free stuff, always free. Come and get our knowledge. I'd 100% recommend that everybody kind of gets on that and soaks in that kind of knowledge. Yeah. It's always good to kind of go over things. Like, even if you know about Instagram and you're quite comfortable, it's good to kind of just refresh and get somebody else's take on it. And then if you are somebody that's struggling with it, or just doesn't know what to do, or you seem to be doing all the right things, or you don't know what hashtags to use, keep your eyes peeled, because that's coming really, really soon. There's that word again. But yeah, like, thanks for listening. We'll look forward to seeing you next time. We'll give you an update about our event that we're at next week.
Our adventure to London.
My partner said, because we're obviously sharing a hotel room, he was like, are you going to pod from the hotel? I was like, no, we're bloody not. Like, we're having a night off. We're going away. It's a 2-day conference, isn't it? And then, why do they do this? I don't know.
Go on.
There's a party on the first night, isn't there? So it's like a networking event, I would call it, but they've called it a party. And our experience when we've gone to, like, these things is that people tend to get drunk.
Sloshed.
Don't they? I won't be, because I'm boring as hell now. But I bet you the next day.
Everyone's going to be rough for the second day. Yeah.
Not me. Have a day like,
woo!
Like,
hey everyone, how are you feeling?
Hi Stephen Bartlett.
Have a business card. Talking business cards.
Yeah, we need to get them ordered. Right, guys, enjoy. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much for listening.
Take
Bye.
Care. Bye.